peaceful information operation. I include Taylor Swift in here because she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real. She said Taylor Swift.
You saw it here first.
Okay, one of the first things you saw about this was Jesse Waters did a segment on it. I'll pull up the clip here. But yeah, other than like the ambient sort of disdain they have for Stacey, that is what it is. Taylor Swift is kind of like a Stacey, and fulfilling the like Keck, what do you call it? Prophecy. She wound up with a Chad.
Yeah, an absolute Chad.
A big, fun-loving, doesn't give a fuck about your weird conspiracy theory, having fun on the football field, crushing it. Chad.
Has a Bugatti, probably.
Other than their ambient dislike of Taylor Swift, I saw things kind of kick off in earnest in January with this Jesse Waters clip where he claimed Taylor Swift was a Pentagon
Taylor
psyop.
Swift's the biggest star in the world.
Real.
Sorry, Gutfeld. She's been blanketed across the sports media entertainment atmosphere. The New York Times just speculated she's a lesbian. And last year's tour broke Ticketmaster. A tour that's revenue tops the GDP of 50 countries. I mean, I like her music. She's all right. But I mean, have you ever wondered why or how she blew up like this? Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon psychological...
I think it was a long-term, elaborate, year-spanning scheme to get the oldest Democrat ever to be president.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Logical Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting. What kind of asset? A psyop for combating online misinformation. Listen.
You came in here wanting to understand.
So this clip is from 2019, and I think it probably did ping some bells back then. I don't really remember this story, but yeah, they brought it back up here in January and maybe even in December. And they're referencing like a speech that somebody was giving like in accordance, or a talk somebody was giving in accordance with national security, CIA or whatever, and they were like, oh well, we can combat misinformation by teaming up with a celebrity to say good things about whatever, and for instance a celebrity like Taylor Swift, and they just cut the clip short. They're like, see
Well, and it's funny too because when he's talking about it, he's telling you this is a real thing that was talked about in a NATO meeting, and then he has to really speed through what she would be an asset for.
And how you just go
out there. Misinformation.
Right, totally.
And counter information operation. Well, the idea is that social influence can help encourage or promote behavior change, so potentially as like a peaceful information operation. I include Taylor Swift in here because she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real. She said Taylor Swift.
You saw it here first. Like the greatest CIA mastermind is that woman who was just talking right now. That's like, she's the scariest person in the world to them.
You ever get a photograph and you buy a photograph and there's a photo of somebody else in it? What's up with that?
Who's that?
What are they doing there? Did I say a frame or photograph twice?
I think we knew what you meant.
Okay. I meant buying a frame. Yeah.
Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset for combating misinformation online. This is nothing new. In the 1950s, the government strong-armed Louis Armstrong into doing propaganda tours across Africa. The CIA did the same thing with jazz singer Nina Simone, except they did it without her really knowing. In the 70s, Nixon enlisted Elvis in his war on drugs. He gave the king a badge and named him a covert federal law enforcement agent. Michael Jackson was tapped by Reagan, using his song Beat It in his public service campaigns against teen drinking and driving.
What is
that? They're trying to tear this country apart. They're trying to take drinking and driving away from the teens.
It's so fucking funny, the amount, like, the level people mentally have to be at to watch this stuff and be like, wow, that's a crazy conspiracy. The government teamed up with Elvis to stop drinking and driving.
Yep. It worked. It worked.
Whoa.
No one's drinking and driving anymore.
Oh, you think it's far-fetched that the CIA would use Taylor Swift to usher in a wave of migrants destined on, predisposed to take your identities, your voting habits. Oh yeah, well, here's a clip of Dee Snider teaming up with Snuggles toilet paper about how they're not going to take flaky toilet paper anymore.
They're taking away your choice to have flaky toilet paper.
Still think this is a game?
So good.
Michael Jackson persuading minors not to drink. Anyway, so is Swift a front for a covert political agenda? Primetime obviously has no evidence. If we did, we'd share it. But we're curious because the pop star who endorsed Biden is urging millions of her followers to vote. She's sharing links. And her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, sponsored by Pfizer.
Like, again, she's
sponsored by Pfizer?
Sponsored by Pfizer, right. She's already doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what's the CIA? I mean, I don't know. Like, there is an argument to be made that the CIA would want Democrats in power just with how much easier it is to get things done in this country, without.
It looks a little less racist when it's Democrats doing it, right? That's the whole thing.
And like maybe there's some fucking CIA funds ever made it to, helping book Taylor somewhere or whatever. But to what end?
Yeah. To getting the fucking Kansas City Chiefs into the Super Bowl. I heard the owner just paid her to woo him and to trick him into falling in love with her just so they can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious answer is just the reason everybody's talking about Taylor Swift is the same reason that you're talking about Taylor Swift. It's because you want people to listen to you. You want to also cash in on Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm.
I also love that this guy is on here and his whole thing is saying they're going to get people to tell you things that aren't true. Mm-hmm. And they're going to get them. They're going to try to get you to believe it. They're going to pay people to look you in the eyes and tell you something that is false. And it's like, dog, that's like your whole thing.
Right.
Your whole thing.
There have been 11 articles on Taylor Swift on foxnews.com just in the last 2 days.
How? That's 5.5 articles a day.
There's like an article about how she's going to have to commute from Japan to the Super Bowl. There's an article about her being ingratiated into the Kelce family. There's an article about her AI shit. There's a lot of stuff going on with Taylor Swift. Like, I don't know. Yeah. The weird, like, I just remembered another thing about how topsy-turvy the conservative response to a country pop singer and football star getting together to rule America is, like, I saw somebody, because I guess Travis's brother, Jason Kelce, who's also a football player, I think for the Chiefs. I don't know. Also a football player. Or I guess probably not, because I think he was at one of his games cheering in the stand.
He took his shirt off, and everyone loved it. He took his shirt off, which is great.
Took his shirt off. He got a big belly, and he was like, I don't know, a friend. There was a kid there, and he like raised the kid up, who was like, cheering. I don't know if the kid was related or whatever to him, but I saw people who were like, I hate Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and look at how gross Jason is with a girl touching his belly. And I was like, this is like, I don't know, a big ass beer belly as you're hugging a kid. That's like conservatism. That's like real America to me, right there.
That's wholesome.
That's my grandpa. My grandpa's not a conservative, but still.
Your kid should be able to kind of sit on top of your uncle's belly.
It's tradition.
you know, like on the top of it, like a little bit of a shelf.
I just love being like getting so mad at Taylor Swift. You're like shaming beer bellies and hugging kids at a football game.
Yeah, it's because he looks like he was literally. You could picture him going like America, like as he was doing all the things he was doing, chugging beers with no shirt on at a football game with blue jeans on. Like that's supposed to be your shit,
right?
And like, I mean, I'll take it.
This was my favorite. A lot of people on the right wing got the message that they were supposed to be going after Taylor Swift because there are like rumors that Taylor Swift is being sought by the Biden campaign. I mean, of course, you know, they're probably seeking out any and all celebrities. And then also Newsweek did some poll that said 18% of voters would take into consideration who Taylor Swift endorsed for president. Like they could be influenced to vote based on who she supported. So they're, you know,
what a huge number.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate that would be. But then also in that same poll, 17% said they would be less likely to vote for whoever Taylor Swift endorsed. So that's the culture war right there, folks. Is those 18% versus the other 17%.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's why I haven't endorsed anybody yet, because I'm waiting for her to do her full endorsement.
Yeah, but listen to this Hannity clip.
Maybe she just bought into all the lies about conservatives and Republicans, that they're racist and sexist and homophobic and xenophobic and transphobic and Islamophobic, that Republicans and conservatives want dirty air.
You guys are like half of those you guys are openly
that's kind of your shit. Yeah.
Republicans and conservatives want dirty air and water and a total ban on all abortion with no exceptions. If she believes all that, she is believing a lie.
That is not true, folks.
Did Hannity just say that he's down for some abortions?
He didn't not say that.
All right. We're moving.
This is what I'm talking about. This is like Hannity groveling for Taylor Swift, which is a smart thing to do. You don't want to. Why would you pick a fight with Taylor Swift? It's so insane. It's like an insane, I don't know, nerd mentality, like aggrieved nerd mentality coming off of the right wing for a lot of this stuff.